Hi, Mitch Nichols here with Kong Dynamics. In this video, we're going to go over the Chicago sample 2010 database. We'll bring it up here, so we'll just jump right in. We're using Excel 2013 via Office 365 to view this. So the first page we come to is the README, and this is just a general overview of what a 5500 form is and the different schedules that are attached to the 5500 form, and the 5500 SF, which is the short form for groups that are under 100 lives. So 5500 is for groups over 100 lives, short form is for groups under 100 lives. So, and I try to color coordinate this. As you look down below here, we have the Form 5500, which is just the first two pages of the 5500, and it has the general information of who the plan sponsor is, their contact information, and basic benefit plan information, number of lives, name of the plan, things like that. And a quick tip for everyone, most of you already know, but others that are not too familiar with the 5500, plan numbers 1 through 499 are the pension and 401k. Plan numbers 500 and above are the welfare plans. The group medical, life insurance, and stuff like that are going to be the plan numbers 500 and above. Schedule A, this will show the insurance information, who the carriers are, the type of insurance. Is it a fully insured HMO plan? Is it a dental plan? Is it a disability? You'll find that under the Schedule A. And you'll notice that Form 5500, the tab, I've got it blue at the top under the field headings here. Again, this is the first two pages of the 5500 form, which is going to be standard. Like I said, the plan information, address, phone number, as we go across, the different toggles, number of lives, who signed the plan, and the date that the Department of Labor received the form. And you'll see that consistent, so when we go to Schedule A, that you'll see the blue column headings at the top. That again is the first two pages of the 5500 form, and as we scroll across, we'll get into the actual Schedule A information that goes along with the 5500 form. So the name of the carrier, the plan years through here. I know you can't really read the column headings, but as you get into it here, you'll understand a little bit more. The broker, how much the broker got paid here, the total amount of commission, the covered lives. As you get used to seeing this, there's only a few columns that are going to be important to you as you're looking at this, which is the covered lives, how much of the commission and fees that were paid out. And as we go across, sometimes it might seem like, that there's duplicates, but there's not. Each one of these records are unique. There could be multiple insurance carriers that are attached to the 5500. So you might see a Blue Cross HMO plan, then you might see a Delta Dental as a second Schedule A that's attached to the 5500. All those will be in this, so you might see, as I scroll back across to the beginning, you might see that the plan sponsor is showing up multiple times. That's because there are other subsections of this that are unique, but they're farther across the screen. So whenever I see multiple Met lives, there could be multiple brokers involved, and each one of those iterations will show up through here. And as we go across, you can see how much that each of the brokers received as far as commissions and fees. And if there's any fees, usually there's some kind of fee text onto there. Then as we scroll farther across, we get into the pension information, if there is any pension information. A lot of times, if you're looking at a a plan that is 500 and above, you won't have any information, any numbers in these columns here. So a lot of these are plans that are under 500. So that's why there's information showing up through here. As we scroll back across on that one, we can see that plan. See, it's less than 500. You can see where the 500 plan numbers are coming in this field up here, the direct filing entity plan number. So in this area here is where you would sort through if you're only interested in the 500 and above series. You can use this as a pivot point, depending on what you're looking at. Again, under the Schedule C area, we still have the blue columns here. Again, it's the first 2 pages of the 5500 form, and then you get into the various service providers. And these could be either, the pension 401k people. In this area here, we can see this is your investment advisor, the record keepers, and the different insurance companies, mutual funds will show up through here. If it's a third-party administrator for a self-funded fund, you'll find their information here and listed in the Schedule C. So as we scroll across, you can see how this table is set up. Schedule D, again, the blue columns are the first couple of pages of the 5500. Then you get into the various mutual funds that the employer groups are offering to the employees. As we go through, you can see American Growth Fund, short-term balance fund, small cap, Lincoln National. You get into your John Hancock stuff, your life cycle funds. So, one employer group can have, I don't know, a couple hundred different mutual funds that are grouped together. So, they might look like that they're duplicates on this side over here of, the table, but as you go across, you'll see that they're all unique. So this will list it out. So this might be interesting to people that investment advisors, maybe you work at MetLife and the MetLife funds did better than the John Hancock funds. You might use this to identify who, the employer groups that are using John Hancock and go after their clients. So, and then you can show your different mutual fund portfolios or whatever to show how your funds were better than the John Hancock funds or something. So, Schedule D, again, this is pension information here. This is the, the various names of the plans and the plan sponsor name through here. Schedule H is the financial information. Think more of this is like trust funds, pension fund balances, all the various. If you look at this through the Microsoft data database, it looks a lot cleaner in that than this, and you'll see what I mean. I'll switch over to that here in a second. Schedule I. H is large plans. Small plans are under the Schedule I. Again, the form 5500 short form are all the really tiny plans out there, less than 100 lives. A lot of these will have 3 lives with it, 4 lives, 5 lives. You can see here ending counts in the plans beginning, ending, and then the amount of lives that had a balance in the 401k. So you could have someone that had a balance in their 401k that's been left there and they're off with another employer group. So you can identify some of these are they're 90 group lives and stuff here. So this would be interesting if you're selling medical insurance and they're not showing up on the regular 5500. You can scan through and look at the ones that I guess anything over 50 lives would you would go after with a fully insured or self-funded plan if they're at least 100, just depending what state that you're in. So again, this rolls over and I put in a sample pivot table here, so it gets people started on what do you do. I mean, when you look at one of these tables, there's just so much information in through here. a lot of people can just attack it by this and be done with it and search and put their filters in at the top, or you can just use a pivot table to kind of quickly look at stuff. So I really like looking at it through a pivot because it brings everything together. Again, once you get used to what the various field names are, what they do, you can get an email in here. You can pick out, there's only a few of them that are really important. The plan number, the name of the employer group, the insurance carrier name, the amount of what their fees are, and throw that in through here. I like using the slicer feature here. This is pretty cool. I like how it puts in gray, or highlights which one of these items show up in this area over here. We can do that with, this is plan numbers. I put a filter in for plan numbers here. I'll put that through there. So now what you'll see on this side is that, see how all these are really light? This tells me that all the plans that are sitting in this, for Schedule A, only have these, these brokers. So you can quickly dial in to, if you know certain features of a plan, like the plan number, or you want to filter out by the name of the carrier, then all of a sudden these here will get limited down. So you can quickly dial into something that you're looking for. So if I want to know what J.R. Kratz Inc., this particular broker, I just click on it, and then look, it dials right into Guardian, or the Commonwealth Insurance Company. So I think that's kind of neat how you can just quickly get in there and look at the data instead of looking through all of this. So that's it for this part of the video. Just want to hit some of the overall, and I'll do another video on the Microsoft Access and kind of go back in between the spreadsheet version and the Microsoft Access version here to show you some of the differences in between the two for the Chicago sample database.